Okay, this is almost the last of geometry lessons. We've got this one and one more, and then you're done. Yay! So, anyhow, today we're working with special segments in a circle. The segments of chords theorem basically tells us that this segment times this segment equals this segment times this segment. Then we're talking about secant segments. Okay, so if we have secant segments, we have the whole thing times the outside equals the whole thing times the outside. Now we have tangents, so that's saying the tangent segment squared times itself is equal to this times the whole thing. So let's apply it. Well, these are the segments that are crossing in the middle, so that means we're looking at this segment times this segment equals this times this. All right, so let's put that all together. We've got x times 8 equals, let's say 9 times 12. Okay, so we just put those numbers together. We get 8x equals 108. So x equals 13.5. Again, even with algebra, you know, we've done this so many times, you guys. This times this equals this times this. All right, let's put it in. X plus 4 times x plus 2 equals x times x plus 10. Okie doke. That means we have, when we distribute, we've got x squared plus 4x plus 2x plus 8 equals x squared plus 10x. That looks like it's going to be really scary, but really it's not. Let's do the following. First of all, let's combine like terms. X squared plus 6x plus 8 equals x squared plus 10x. Well, I can divide everything by x squared and get it out of there. So now I have 6x plus 8 equals 10x. So I'm going to subtract 6x. 8 equals 4x. So x equals 2. You know what that means? This is going to be a factoring one. So I'm going to take 1,300 away from both sides so that I can make it equal to 0. So I end up with x squared plus 24x minus 1,300 equals 0. So then I have to set up my factors. And I know that the first term is going to be x. And then I have to figure out what multiplies to 1300 and adds to 24. And when I did the math, I figured out that it's going to be 50 and negative 26. So now we set these both equal to 0. X plus 50 equals 0, and x minus 26 equals 0. Well, then I get x equals negative 50, and x equals 26. Well, it can't be negative, it's got to be 26. So x is 26. All right, next one. Same concept, except now we have the shorter one is, never mind. So now we're going to go on with the whole thing times the outside equals the whole thing times the outside. So the whole thing on the red is going to be 8 plus x times 8, that's the outside, equals the whole thing over here is going to be 34 times the outside is 10. So then we do the math, we get 8x plus 64 equals 340. So then I subtracted 64 from both sides. 8x equals 276. Divide by 8. And x equals 34.5. All right, now we've got a tangent. Remember, the tangent is the one that only touches the circle at one spot. So it's going to be x times x. Then we're going to take the whole thing times this. Okay, so let's get this going. X squared equals the whole thing, which is going to be 45. I meant to do that in green. Times the outside, which is 20. All right. So then I end up with 20 times 45, which is 900. And I square root both sides, and I get x equals 30. Okay, so last one. We have another tangent here, so that's going to be 12 times 12. And then we've got the whole thing times the outside. So let's get this one. Okay, 12 squared equals the whole thing. So that is going to be, let's see, that's going to be x plus x plus 2. So that's going to be 2x plus 2. Okay, 2x plus 2 times the outside, which is x. All right, let's do this. So 144 equals 2x squared plus 2x. It's quadratic. It's a quadratic again. So that means we're going to have to set it equal to 0. So I end up with 2x squared plus 2x equals negative 144. no, I don't want to do that. I want to say minus 144 equals 0. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide all of these by 2 so I can get rid of that coefficient of 2 in front of the x. So it's going to be x squared plus x minus 72 equals 0. So now I'm going to take this up here, and I'm going to say, okay, the factors, x, and I need something that multiplies to negative 72 and adds to 1. So that's going to be a positive 9 and a negative 8. So set them both equal to 0. And I get x equals a negative 9 and x equals positive 8. So it can't be negative, it's got to be positive, and x is 8. So circle what you know, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.